Hello good people of YouTube, Mountbatten here, and this is the Kronshtadt replay I mentioned in yesterday's video. Today we're watching, wow, I really just got my words tangled up right there. This is Call 666, wonder what he does on the weekends, but for now we're just going to call him Carl, because I'm not sure if he's obviously German because his HUD and stuff's in German. Well, this isn't, but you'll see at the end, his screenshots are. Yeah, Caller Cox, Caller Cokes, 666. Don't call him Carl. Anyway, so he is in Kronshtadt, the Tier 9 Soviet Premium Cruiser. And while this replay, it's not overly spectacular. He does a good job. He does a really good job. Don't get me wrong. But there are several funny moments throughout it. I'll point those out to you when we come to them. He does a fantastic job in Kronshtadt, and this is in my mind a pretty textbook way on how Kronstadt is supposed to be played. And he brings in a boatload of credits and XP too at the end, as you will see. So to start us off, he is heading on over to the A cap with his team. Good call there. And if you notice at the beginning, he kind of chilled there for a second and waited to see which direction his teammates were going to go. Also good call there. The enemy is currently capping B and C, and no one's at A for now. He's of course running with all premium consumables except, oddly enough, damage con. I'm not sure if he just forgot to equip it, because that happens to me plenty of times. I mean, there's been plenty of videos where I'm just not running any premium consumables. That's not because I meant to, that's just because either I haven't played the ship in a while and I just haven't had premium consumables mounted, or I simply just forgot to click the auto resupply checkmark in port. That must have me quite a lot. And he's not running with the defensive fire consumable, he's running with the spotter plane consumable, so you get that little bit more range. And he's got the premium radar consumable, so he gets 4 of those radar charges. And that's really nice because the Kronstadt's detection range is pretty much the radar range. So if you're spotted, not sure by what, go ahead and pop that off, and you'll see a destroyer scrambling to try and get away from you. He opens up on the Yamato right there. The Yamato is pretty broadside, but it is of course Yamato, and the Kronshtadt does have 11-inch guns, so most of the shots bounce. He gets 1 pin for 3,800,000 damage. Not too bad. The enemy gearing its first blood by sinking the friendly Z-23, and then Carl opens up on a. It's really loud. My headphones are really loud, and he gets a Citadel. Of course, I talk about my headphones when that happens. He gets a Citadel from the rear on that Ibuki. Very nice. RNG approves. Maybe Stalin had a talk with RNGesus. And oh look, a broadside Iowa. That's very nice. He is, however, pretty far away though, and the dispersion on the Kronshtadt is not great. So yeah, he gets a pin on. I think he hit the superstructure. And that Iowa goes undetected. He gets another pin. There we go. That's much better. Another pin, 2 overpins. I don't know why this Iowa was just chilling broadside to most of Carl's team. That Republic's right next to Carl, so he could totally just, delete that Iowa, but I don't know why he's not firing at him. So as that Iowa's just, there we go. So I was just chilling there broadside, the enemy Yamato just has to poke his little head around the corner. It's not always the best thing to do. Looks like that Republic missed most of the shots. Oh, and the Iowa decides that since no one citadeled him, he doesn't mind showing his broadside a little bit more, so he comes out some more. There we go. Carl gets a Citadel on that Iowa. No, don't get me wrong, pushing is not a bad thing, but pushing and showing your broadside in Iowa to 3 battleships plus the Kronshtadt, that's not a good idea. And not another Citadel, but he gets a pin on it. Now, the teammates that have gone to B and C, C's been capped by the enemy team, and it looks like they're withdrawing from C. I don't think anyone on his team really went to B, so the enemy has B and C, so the enemy is ahead on points right now. and they're head on ships too. So the ahve finally decides he's tired of getting blasted all the time, so he decides to go bow on for a second at least, and decides to turn around and show the Karl's team the other side of his ship. I guess he was tired of getting citadeled on just one side. Wants to show the other side some love. There's the Bismarck, and not too bad. Oof, I'm sorry. Bit burpy today. Bismarck didn't take too much damage from the Iowa. Karl files again at the pretty much broadside highways. Starting to turn away a bit now. Yeah. That's the thing about the Kronshtadt. The second the enemy ships just angle just a little bit, you're probably going to bounce, because at the end of the day they are just 11-inch guns, despite their nice velocity and all that. But then the Yamato decides he wants to get citadel now, so he decides to pull up in front of Karl's team. Unfortunately, Karl does miss, and ooh, 18k damage from Yamato. Wasn't even a citadel. I know you're in Yamato, buddy, but still, you may want to go a little bit bow on. I know the urge to use all of Yamato's guns at once is pretty high, and ooh, he gets that cheeky little citadel in under, I believe it's in between the first and second turrets. Yamato has that one little thinly armored panel there for some reason. You can just get citadels for days in there if you know where to aim. Yeah, and Karl is currently filling the force of the Yamato secondaries. This Yamato obviously has some form of a secondary build. He popped his radar, I'm guessing, to spotting destroyers, and that cruiser that's hugging the side of the island right there. He's got 2 fires on him right now. Gets another citadel on the Yamato. It's another 14k to his damage pool. Puts out the 2 fires, and Yamato's guns have reloaded, and now he's in for another trip to Pingtown. Actually didn't do that bad. I think he managed to bounce most of their shells. But they missed, I didn't really get to see. Yep. The Iowa on his team is backing up with him. You know, the good old Iowa 2-step, point your bow toward the enemy, slam in reverse. Yamato begins to open up her sides a little bit more, but I mean that's mainly because she is trying to dodge torpedoes right now. Boy, that's a real pretty picture to see if you're in a battleship. What was that? That's Des Moines right there. That's Seattle. You just got wrecked by somebody's guns. Yep, someone got a pretty good chunk off on the Yamato right there. I think that might have actually been a torpedo. Ooh, that dispersion though. Yeah, Kronshtadt dispersion sometimes just goes all squirrely. And Yamato's moving forward again, start to angle a little bit. However, he's just lost so much health at this point. Ooh, Karl's a little broadside of this shot from Yamato, and ooh, yeah, 12,000 damage. However, the Bismarck gets the Yamato, and now there's just a Seattle on the other side of that island. The rest of Yamato's secondaries finally stop coming. And Karl's heal is off cooldown. So Karl begins to get some of his health back. And as for the rest of the team, they've done a pretty good job of shutting down the enemy team. The enemy team still does have the cap advantage, but Karl's team now has a ship advantage. So yeah, I don't know what's up with that Iowa and Yamato. It's like they just wanted to get Citadel. That's one of the funny moments, because they're just chilling there. That Iowa is supposed to be just chilling there with his broadside, just... I don't know. I mean, I know he's on the European server, but I would imagine all you European players over there know that, you know, you show your broadside to the enemy team, you're probably not going to sail away with your health intact. But anyway, now Karl's team at C begins to move into B. I'm sorry, Karl's team at A begins to move into B. That Seattle is still just chilling there on the other side of the island, I believe. What's that going after? Yeah, that Shimakaze for some reason is poking it with HE. Not really sure why Shimakaze is doing that. Oh, will she get hit by the torpedoes? Or will she thread it? Let's see. Oh, Karl spots a gearing with his radar. For a second at least. And looks like the Seattle managed to dodge those torpedoes. Navy Massachusetts is vacating B as the friendly Republic and Khabarovsk have decided to push into B. I'd imagine he's probably burning quite a bit now with the Republic's secondaries and the Khabarovsk's main guns. That Seattle is continuing to run away, and doesn't look like anyone's giving chase to him. Although I believe the Bismarck will be clear to fire on her here in a second, and so is Karl. Let's see. Yep, there goes the Bismarck's guns. And secondaries too. Good Bismarck. You have a secondary build. I'm proud of you. Anyway, there's the enemy gearing, and is he about to derp into an island? Oh, barely gets by that island. Karl managed to put a hurting on him with the Kronstadt's guns. Excuse me, Kronstadt's guns, even though they overpin destroyers, they do really good damage to him. And Gearing is still spotted. He just edged out of smoke there a little bit. Karl takes some oh, he switched over to HE and gets the kill. Yeah, that's about all Kronstadt's HE is really good for. It's not really good at starting fires on, you know, cruisers or battleships. It's really not. I mean, I really want a game where I just use Kronstadt's HE and it wasn't that good. Anyway, the Massachusetts is now showing Kronshtadt as broadside. And Kronshtadt, Karl. We'll start with K's. Get some overpins on that. So at this point, he's about to break 100,000 damage, and now the teams are a bit more closer on ships. Karl's team has 6 ships left, and the enemy team has 5. And they're both kind of close on points. However, Karl's team is capping B right now, so they're starting to pull ahead of that. Man, Karl is just pounding through them radars, which is a good thing. Is keeping the destroyers spotted, keeping them on their toes. That's the Akazuki now. And ooh, so close, so close. The Akazuki had to turn that little bit. Karl definitely would have deleted him. Oh, there's some torpedoes. Karl just keeps going straight because they're going to miss him anyway. Cabros goes around the side of the island to go smite that Akazuki, I'd imagine. Oh, hi, Massachusetts. That's a nice broadside you got there. But managed to turn it in at the last second. Get some good pins on the upper armor, though. Even if they was only like 2,900,000 damage. 2,900 damage. Massachusetts does a smart thing, points its bow towards Karl, and the enemy Yang just took out the Yamato. And the Bismarck, however, it does get smited by the Bismarck secondaries. And the Cabral just sunk the Azuki, so Akazuki. Wow, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm a bit tired. It's like 2 o'clock in the morning right now. Anyway, and this curve first. This guy right here. Watch this guy. Perfectly broadside to a Khabarovsk. To a Kronshtadt. I mean, there is a Khabarovsk over here too. And he's just chilling broadside to a Kronshtadt. He can to a Kronshtadt. Let's take a look at his broadside to a Kronshtadt, a Missouri, and a Bismarck. Perfectly broadside. I get that you want your secondaries to be able to do their thing. And yes, there's a Shimakaze in front of him, but watch this. Okay, Shimakaze launches torpedoes. This dude doesn't even turn. He keeps going straight. And the Shimakaze spotted. His secondaries are firing at him. Just keeps going straight into the Shimakaze's torpedoes. Doesn't even attempt to maneuver. And goodbye, curve first. Like, what? Like, I get that, you know, your team's down by a lot, but you're in a curve first. If you would have went bow on to all these threats right here, or at least try to dodge those Shimakaze torpedoes, you could have probably taken, you know, Karl and his Kronshtadt, and maybe even the Bismarck down with you, and probably the Shimakaze too, if you just tried to either avoid those torpedoes or do something besides just sailing straight broadside onto most of Karl's team. But anyway, I don't know, maybe he was just tired and wanted to throw in the towel. Maybe he was having a bad day. I've had those days too. So anyway, now Karl's team is 5 ships strong. The enemy team only has 2 ships left. Karl is sitting nice and pretty at 135,000 damage right now. And so one of the destroyers left is a Pan-Asian destroyer, and the cruiser that's left is the enemy team's Kronshtadt. So Karl is detected, however no other ships are detected, so that means it's probably the Pan-Asian destroyer. Was it the Yu-Yang that's left? Yeah, the Yu-Yang. And unfortunately, Karl is out of radar. He used those pretty quickly to get those 2 destroyers in B down and to spot that Seattle at A. He, however, does still have a hill left and 4 spotter planes. And whoop, there goes his hill. there is the Yu Yang. This is also pretty funny what happens here. Ooh, that's a little jerky. Yeah, it's the replay bug. And straight into the island. And he tries to smoke up. So this is the point at where if Carl had his radar left, it would be absolutely hilarious because he could just pop it off and keep that Yu Yang spotted. However, I believe the Yu Yang is outrunning his smoke because he's staying spotted. Oh no, wait. The Missouri's right there. Missouri's got radar. And now Carl gets Confederate. Oh, I don't know why I didn't think about that the first time I watched it. The Missouri's right there. Missouri has radar. I thought that the Yu Yang was just outrunning his smoke all the time, but no. The Missouri has radar. Missouri had radar. It's gone now. The enemy's Kronshtadt just took it out, which puts the enemy's Kronshtadt at, I believe, 3 kills. Yes. And Carl's done a really good job so far. 142,000 damage. At this point, I would still call the game close because, you know, in World Warships, it doesn't take much at this late in the game for the enemy, for your team to slip up and to just get rid of your advantage. You know, I've seen a Shimakaze go through and wipe out 6 ships on a team before. I'm not even kidding. And there's the enemy Kronshtadt, nice and broadside to Carl. Ooh, Carl gets another Citadel, so add that to his stack of Citadels for this round. That puts him at 5 Citadels, I believe. And this Kronshtadt right here makes a pretty big mistake. He's trying to get all of his guns on Carl right now, which isn't the best thing to do. He really should have either turned bow into him and started bow tanking and try to do a drive-by, but instead he tries to do a little bit of kiting, but still keep all of his guns on target, which is kind of working. But I mean, if you can hear the shells bouncing off of Carl's Kronshtadt, and Carl's shells are just tearing into the enemy Kronshtadt right there. Now he does go at it a bit steeper angle right here, and yeah, Carl's still getting some pretty good pins in. Carl bounces those shells. This is the thing when you kite. You want to go at a really steep angle, because yes, even if you only get your back turret on this ship chasing you, which Carl wisely very doesn't do, he decides to just back up. Has no need to chase him, he's about to win anyway. That Kronshtadt switches on over to HE, which, as I said before, Kronstadt's HE isn't really that good. And decides to open up a little bit more. Game's almost over. There's only 1 minute 55 seconds left. So Carl's team pretty much has it in the bag. Here comes some more Kronshtadt HE. Getting no fire started. And Carl decides to move up a little bit. And now that Kronshtadt goes and beaches himself too. Oh boy. This enemy team though, gave me a good chuckle. And look at that, Kronstadt's HE finally started a fire. Only 3 salvos later. That's pretty bad for a cruiser, in my opinion at least. And right before the game ends, unfortunately, Carl does not get the kill in. But that was a pretty good game from Carl. Yeah, that enemy team, I don't know. I don't know what time this was recorded at, but it seemed like most of them were still asleep. The amount of broadside that was given to Carl's team, especially at that A-cap, that it's like, what? I wish the teams I fought were like that most of the time. But anyway, good job, Carl. You did a great job there. Yeah, like I said, he didn't, you know, it wasn't really an amazing round, but he did a good job. He got his damage in. He spotted the destroyers, kept the destroyers spotted, did some really good damage, got a bunch of citadels in, and of course citadel damage you can only repair, I believe it's 10% of that damage. And yeah, did a great job, Carl. And if you have a replay you'd like to send in, just send it into the link below in the description. And I'm planning on doing about 2 a week, maybe more, maybe less, just depends on how many replays I get sent in and how good they are. But again, thank you all so very much for watching. I'll catch y'all in the next one.